I have developed some words of encouragement that I believe parents should alter as they raise their children, particularly prayer. Prayer is the key. You see, a positive father or a positive mother constantly in the life of a child will produce a positive child, a less critical child. Okay, no matter what the situation may be for that child or children, right? Don't raise them with negativity. Even if you and your husband or their father, you are not together, let that spirit, let that spirit of love, affection, be seen in the way you interact with your children. I know there are some parents today where they have lost the bond, attachments. We call it attachment in education, attachment related issues. To just all affect relationship láàrin ọmọ àti ìyá or láàrin ọmọ àti bàbá ẹ̀. But particularly when the relationship láàrin ọmọ àti ìyá tó bá ti wà broken láti lẹ̀, it takes the grace of God to mend that relationship pẹ̀lú ọmọ yẹn. And if care is not taken, tọmọ yẹn bá wá jọmọ tó yẹ pé ó wà rebellious, ìyá yẹn every time tó bá rántí ọmọ yẹn ó lè má máa ṣàdúrà fún ọmọ yẹn kó jẹ́ pé ìpè ló máa ṣe fún un. ìyẹn ò mean pé ọmọ yẹn ò ní ṣoríire, ìyẹn ò mean pé ọmọ yẹn ò ní travel through life with success, but he or she will carry pain in life. I carry pain, and the young no answer or baba, whoever that person could be. But raising children, words, positive words, tell man sorrow. Kò sí bó ti wù kórí tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó dáa tó jáde lẹ́nu ẹ̀ sí ọmọ yẹn all the time, whether lọ́jọ́ tó ti bí ọmọ yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀tì ní bond yẹn ti wà broken, but yet let words of positivity proceed from your mouth, from your heart, right? You don't want to be in Koti, Rebecca and Isaac, what they did. We don't want to be like that. It's only the grace of God that mend that relationship eventually. Jacob paid the price in Koti Yaeshi. Esau paid the price in Koti Babaeshi. They both paid the price for it. But I just want us to look at these words and internalize them all the time. I develop these words for children. The one that after these parental words of encouragement, the ones that we are going to read is the words of affirmation that a child will say to themselves. A child will attach his or herself to that word and live with them, and we as parents have to back them and encourage them. This first set of words are words that parents should use in raising their children on a daily basis. Let them see that in the way you live your life. Some of us have not lived a very good life before our children. You see, action counts louder than words. Some of us have failed, but just because you have failed, and you got to be very honest, doesn't mean that you will live a life of a failure, right? Just be honest. Open your heart. Be honest, and just let that child know, no matter how old he or she is. Reconciliation is so important. If you can positively reconcile with a child, your later days in life, you will live it in peace. You understand what I'm saying? Reconcile with that child. Now, the process of reconciliation is different from every child. For every child, some children, it happens spontaneously. They will say they've forgotten, and they have forgotten, and they move on. Some, it takes long. Some, you may never even get to a 360-degree reconciliation. You may get halfway, you may get 90%, but it's worth trying. And with God, all things are possible. Foundational issues is the reason why we have a lot. Is the reason why we have a lot of broken homes, a lot of wounded children. It is one of the reasons why we have mental health. It is on the highest. It is also the reason why we have people, adults, committing suicide today. Some people, it's not just the financial issues. People have financial problems, but it is when things have not been put into the life of that child from a young age. They have been brought up on a dodgy foundation, substandard. So when they become adults, it now becomes difficult to juggle through life. So one or two things happen, they crumble completely. And what be me? I'm my gbàdúrà kí nǹkan tí ò dá kó ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́mọ wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n lójú ayé ọ̀tọ̀ ní tó máa sọ. But tí nǹkan tí ò dá bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́mọ wọn bá wọnú yàrá tó bá ti tilẹ̀kùn báyìí, wọ́n máa jó, wọ́n máa yọ̀ ni. Irú àwọn òbí bẹ́ẹ̀, those kind of parents, something is wrong with them. But any mother or father who wishes a child well, it is expected. But any mother or father that wish otherwise for his or her child, something is wrong with that person psychologically. Something is wrong. And that thing can only be fixed by God. These words are so important, and I want to encourage you to speak them, use them on a daily basis. These are the words parents need to speak over the life of their children. And I read, I gave you life, but I cannot live it for you. I can give you directions, but I cannot be there to lead you. I can allow you freedom, but I cannot make you use them wisely. I can warn you about good and evil, but I cannot make you moral. I can teach you things, many things, but I cannot make you learn. I can teach you to share, but I cannot make you unselfish. I can teach you respect, but I cannot force you to show honor. I can teach you about kindness, but I cannot force you to be gracious. I can teach you right from wrong, but I cannot make you make your decisions. I can buy you beautiful clothes, but I cannot make you beautiful inside. I can advise you about your friends, but I cannot choose them for you. I can advise you about the facts of life, but I cannot keep you pure. I can tell you about drugs and alcohol, but I cannot say no for you. I can offer you advice, but I cannot accept it for you. I can give you love, but I cannot force it upon you. I can tell you about lofty goals, but I cannot achieve them for you. I can tell you how to live, but I cannot live your life. All of those words are your choice. You may set goals for yourself as parents, but you can only have desires for your children. Have desires for your children. If you set goals for your children, it is a very easy way to get frustrated because you can't control that. Have desires. Live a life before those children that is admirable, that glorifies God. And I mean, I'm seated here and I'm telling you, I did not get it right. I'm not going to sit here and claim, oh, I'm perfect. I'm not. And in fact, I fall short. And I'm asking God on a daily basis to help me. So you as a father, so you as a mother, you can equally go to God. Don't try and manipulate the situation to want to make those children feel guilty or turn one against the other. And you being children, set goals. Just the fact that your father or your mother might have failed or you might have seen things that you shouldn't see doesn't mean that it has to now be your life. You can live a different life. You can be a completely different person to the point that your father and your mother will have to glorify God. Honor your father and your mother so that your days could be long and you could live in peace. It is a command. Honor your father and your mother. I know better. Honor, your father and your mother so that your days will be long. And in the same token, God wants parents, don't grieve your child to the point of frustration. So there's check and balance. Everyone has their role to play. I want to be working for honor your father and your mother. You don't need to, you may not need to go to them on a daily basis or whatever, but honor them in your words, in action. Whatever they may have done, leave it to God and let God be the judge. Because I tell you, there is power in the words of mothers and fathers, ejected, altered to children. You will be blessed. God will prosper you. But when you don't get the relationship right with your father or your mother, you carry some level of pains through life. And it isn't right. It isn't right. So these following words that I have developed, they are words that are particularly knitted together for schools. If you are a teacher, you are a head teacher, you are a mother, you are a father, you can use this word. You can get your children to master these words. Particularly for those of you who have children in primary, secondary school, even in college. Let this word become part and parcel of them. I use this in my mentoring session every day when I see children. It is like a contract that child has with themselves. Let us read through them. They are very powerful, and I think you will find them so useful, regardless of my background and what may be happening in or outside of school or the home environment. You can add that to it. I will see myself as an incredible and valuable person. Once an individual sees themselves as an incredible and valuable person, they make the right choices. So therefore, I will respect myself by making the right choices. I will show respect to others. I will talk politely to them, even if I am not feeling happy. I will spend my time in productive activities, educationally and socially. That will add value to my life. And I will always remember that time is precious. If I have disagreements or conflict with others, I would think before I act. Many of us should know that better. I'm a prime candidate for that. If necessary, I will walk away or seek help. I will approach someone if I do not feel happy about something, although I realize I may not always get the answer I want. I will not get angry in situations that I have no control over. But keep optimistic and try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am confident that my future will be bright, but I need to invest now in order to get there. I must focus all my efforts and work on the making of me. You can rephrase that. I will focus all my effort that will make me the best that I can be. I realize there are challenges in life, but with the right attitude and determination, I will overcome them. I am a champion in the making, no matter what other people say or think or do. I am a champion in the making. I will turn up to school, college, university, at work, in whatever I do with the right attitude, and arrive at lessons on time, ready to learn. My willingness to listen and learn will make me a better person. I will start and finish any task given to me on time to the best of my abilities, including homework and classwork. I will not be distracted in class, and I will not be destructive or distract others. I am at school, or I am in school to learn and achieve educationally. I realize that this will only happen by doing my best. Those are the words that you can use. Have a contract. Let a child read those words repeatedly. Let them have it on their bedroom wall. Read it before you go to school. You are the best that there is. There is no duplicate of you. You are unique. Tell your children that. And you being a child, no matter what you are going through or you have gone through, because the reality is you're still going to have to go through challenges. Life in itself is full of challenges. obstacles. Life would be boring if we don't have challenges. It just differ from one child to another, and from family to family. If I could look back, take a peek back at my life, oh my goodness me. If I tell you the story of my life, some people will tell you I'll be 53. They will tell you that there's no way those things could have happened to you. You are just making them up. They did. Horrible stuff. But if I allow that to now dominate every area of my life, the only one person that will lose out is moi. Not the people that did whatever they did as if I am innocent, as if I haven't got my own faults. I want to encourage you. Speak positively into your life. If you have been called a waste of space, tell them you are not by the way you conduct yourself. Kushimani, you are God's blessing. You are God's blessing. You are a masterpiece of God in his hand. You are an instrument of God's work. You will make manifest the beauty and the glory of God that he had deposited in you. Nations will come looking for you and I. When decisions are being made somewhere and you are not there, they will put it on hold for you. You will be that relevant. You will be in high demand that a president, prime ministers will say, go and get me Israel, Ayodele Adetokunbo, Eniolu Anifishe, Feyipiton, Lazarus, or Shuremi. You can name yourself. They will come looking for you. And when you appear, your presence will bring clarity to a complex situation. When you appear in a situation that looks dark or that is dark, your presence will bring light. The Lord will make ways. The Lord will use you. He will make way for you where there seems to be no ways, because that will then become the news. At least God made ways for Joseph where there seems to be no way. He was a long gone, forgotten child. His 10 brothers thought they had had him. It's finished for him. He was accused of things that he did not do. He was put in prison. In fact, you could say the key to the prison has been thrown away. But in that situation, God made ways for him where there seems to be no way. Joseph became second in command in a foreign land. He was in high demand, to the point that a man of wisdom, the king, ran out of ideas of what was going on in his own private life and in dreams. That to the point that Joseph was picked out from prison and positioned before the king, and his presence brought clarity because God was with him. And what happened is 10 brothers that thought they had done the worst came without knowing into that palace, bowed down, begging for bread. In the presence of your enemy, God will set a table. His brother, they meant it for evil, for bad, but God turned it around for good. In the presence of your enemy, God will anoint your head with oil and your cup will run over. Honestly, I'm telling you. It's just when you give key to somebody to mess you up, that is when you give them the legal right. They will mess you up. But when you stay faithful to God, I am a living example where I have allowed the devil to slip in. No more. No more. That won't happen again by the special grace of God. No more. The 10 brothers. Can you imagine? The 10 brothers of Joseph, they couldn't recognize Joseph. Joseph would die more. How could that be? Joseph is just only one person. If there was 4 of Joseph there, they could have debated that, could this be our relations? But 10, none of them could recognize Joseph. Do you know the reason why? Why they couldn't recognize Joseph? They cannot comprehend where Joseph sat. If Joseph was a cupbearer, if he was a messenger in that palace that day, they would have recognized him. But where Joseph sat second in command, you can imagine how many application forms, I'm paraphrasing that now, how many layers of security they would have gone through to get to that point. They couldn't have pictured that the boy that they sold away into slave trade, as a slave, into slave trade, could be there. So they couldn't recognize him. But why did Joseph recognize them? Joseph recognized them because they were still in the same place. He left them. You will prosper. I'm telling you. When people will see you, one mama you want to be walker. Oh, need dear me. Oh, èmi pẹ̀lú yín, a ò ní di omi tí wọ́n fi ṣanwó tí wọ́n dùn dànù. Tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀, Ọlọ́run ọba tó ń yí ìgbà padà, Ọlọ́run ọba tó pe Lásárọ̀ jáde, ó ti ń rún òkú ọjọ́ mẹ́rin, tó pè padà, tó ní Lásárọ̀ tó máa bọ̀, ó ní kán unchain gbogbo nǹkan tó fi sí Lásárọ̀ lived, and he became a point of reference, a point of contact. If the same God that appeared at the beautiful gate, the only silver God we have not, but the day, sorry, yes, the Lord will raise you. The same God that spoke to Ezekiel will speak to you. The same God that appeared in the valley of the dry bones. Can this dry bone live? Ezekiel had to throw it back to God. Only you know, because Ezekiel was quite aware that he, no matter how much power he has, that he is so limited, but God is unlimited. He had to turn that situation back to God. Only you know. And God would have looked at Ezekiel that day. Yeah, this one, you know your limitation, and you know that me as God, I am so unlimited. Now I will use you as a conveyor belt. I will use you. I will pour my power onto you, and you speak into these dry bones. Your dry bone, God will speak into it and will knit it together. Anything that is happening to you right now, as long as you remain faithful, as long as you dedicate and commit your life to Christ, anything that is happening to you right now, it may look as if the end has come, everything is finished. It is meant for your good. Joseph lived to tell the stories. His brother, he didn't use it against them. He brought his brothers. He even brought his father. They said his father wore sackcloth from the day he heard that Joseph was no longer coming home, but he changed. It's mourning. Okay, it turned into dancing. Your situation will turn into dancing. God bless you. God bless me. Make amends with your children. Make amends with your husband. Make amends with your wife. Say sorry and mean sorry. And saying sorry is one thing. Another thing is moving forward and live a life. And you cannot do it by yourself without prayer, without constant prayer. Because if you have been shaped from childhood, if you have been killed, moral and everything that makes you a person have been destroyed from your childhood, it will only take the grace of God to lift you. What can the righteous do if the foundation is broken? So that it doesn't become a vicious circle, right? It is well with you. Let's go through those words again. Regardless of your background and what may be happening in or outside of school, I will see myself as an incredible and valuable person. I should have said regardless of my background there, sorry, but you can see it. So therefore, I will respect myself and make the right choices. I will show respect to others and talk politely to them, even if I am not feeling happy. I will spend my time engage in productive activities, educationally and socially. That will add value to my life, and I will always remember that time is precious. If I had disagreements or conflict with others, I would think before I act, especially if it is to do with your parents or your other half. It is very important. Or if it is to do with your children, it is very important, so that you don't open your mouth and say things that will remain forever and used against you. If necessary, I will walk away or seek help. I will approach someone if I do not feel happy about something. Although I realize I may not always get the answers I want, I will not get angry in situations that I have no control over, but keep optimistic and try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am confident that my future will be bright, but I need to invest now in order to get there. I must focus my efforts, work in the making of me. I realize there are challenges in life, but with the right attitude and determination, I will overcome them. I am a champion in the making, no matter what other people say, think, or do. I will turn up to school in the right with the right attitude and arrive at lesson on time, ready to learn. My willingness to listen and learn will make me or turn me into a better person, a productive person. I will start and finish any task given to me on time to the best of my abilities, including homework and classwork. I will not be distracted in class, and I will not be destructive or distract others. I am at school to learn and achieve educationally. I realize that this will only happen by doing my best. It is well. God bless you.